with me this evening. I'm just wait for a few to join us. Righty. Evening, Natasha. Hope you're well. Hi, Sarah, lovely. Hope you're all right. Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Dawn. I can see people popping up now. Hi, Kim. Hi, Elizabeth. We've got quite a few tonight. That's lovely of you. Thank you. Hi, Linda. Just before we start, just a quickie, something I was thinking about the other week. I know occasionally when we're doing our lives, you get a few pixels, and with it's usually your internet, if it goes a bit funny. What I'll say to you, if there's any bits that you miss, don't worry, because when it goes onto YouTube, it's what films from my phone, so it's completely clear. So you won't get any of that showing at all. You won't get any disturbance if you want to rewatch. Hi, Lorraine. Lovely of you all to join me. Right, we've got quite a few, so I think we might get going. Okay, so a little bit excited about this one because it's one of my favourite things to do. I'm going to move my lease on. I'm going to turn this over. I'm sorry this is a little bit dirty. I've been working on here. I like to sort of work. I was going to work on the little Lisa's mat, but because I'm rushing around and got me plates and things, I thought it'd be better just on card so it's easier for you to see. This is my favourite kind of video because I love playing. I like to play and not always finish the card, because we can do that. We can do that later on. Hi, Sue. Hi, other Lisa. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. I will go through after. Because I'm doing quite a bit tonight, if I miss any questions, I promise I will go back through and I will answer anything that I see. Hello, another Sarah. So I will come back to you and check on any questions because there is quite a bit involved. Right, so what we're going to do tonight, obviously I know a lot of you have purchased Lisa's beautiful embossing folders, and so have we, and as you will have heard on the show, like Lisa said, us design team, we purchased them the same as you because they didn't arrive on time for us to do any samples, so we all sort of got them together really, all in the same team, which was really nice. But everything Lisa produces for us does lots of different things, and when Lisa said she was doing embossing folders, I was thinking, while I'm talking, I'm going to show you through some of the things I've done. I was thinking, oh, well, I have got some embossing folders, you know, do I need any more? Are these going to be any different? And when they arrived, I was absolutely blown away. For me, Lisa's embossing folders are, for me, like a brand new product that's just arrived, more than embossing folders. I wanted to give them a new name because I just feel that they work so differently to any other folder. In fact, my others are a little bit redundant. So I'm just showing you what a few of these samples, what I've been playing with, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how I've done them. Okay, so I think first of all, I'll move these out the way, and obviously I haven't got time to actually demonstrate every one of these, so what I will do, I'll go through it with you, and then if there's anything we don't get to, hi Sanday, if there's anything we don't quite get to, I can always go over with you afterwards. All right, so one thing I wanted to mention, when you're using the embossing folders and inking, I know a few people have had questions, well, what ink can I use? Oh, hi Mark. Oh gosh, the husband's watching. You will see in the design team, a lot of us do use the distress inks, but it's basically about using whichever inks you prefer. So tonight I've got the Memento, I've got the Eyes inks, which I really like. I've got a Brilliance. I've also got some of the waxes I bought from Lisa, the Stamperior. And to be honest, any type of ink that you have will work. the only thing I will say, if you are using a stays on, you need to clean your folder properly. You know, just make sure you clean your folder. Right, so we're going to start. What I'm going to do, I'm going to work harder on more of the embossing folders than the extra die part tonight, because you can obviously add that to it at a later time. I want to show you this technique and how we can take it a step further. Now, if you like your backgrounds absolutely perfect, this probably isn't the one for you, because I find it doesn't always fill in fully, but that's what I love about it. That's the thing, that's why I enjoy doing this. And if you can see, it picks up parts, like although I've only in the background, it's picking up part of the middle as well. And then obviously I've gone over with another colour. So I'm going to use some of the folders. I think Lisa has got these on the show. Lisa's back with us on the 23rd. Okay, and I'll try and remember all the names. I'm a little bit naughty with flowers, and I tend to just go with what looks pretty. So this one, this is a dahlia, if I've said it correctly. So we're going to go with this first. So we're going to start with, I'm going to get some card. I've cut, some of these are 6, some are 5.5 by 5.5. It doesn't really matter. You can also use snippets, whatever you're happy with. For the first demonstration, I'm going to go with the eyes inks. Because like I said, I don't want you to feel, because you don't have the type of inks that we use in the demonstrations, you mustn't feel that you can't do these techniques, because you can. Anything will work. So as I open the folder, right, you'll feel you've got what we call, I sometimes call it the in the outer, but it's basically the emboss, which is the raised part which pushes into the card, and the deboss, which is the part that's like in the innie, I call it. Sorry, get my words right, the innie. So what I want you to do for this, I want you to get your folder so that it's not the raised, it's the in part that we're going to ink up. So let me just get that. I'm trying to see if I can get it on camera properly for you. You can see that's the raised part, and this is the part that goes in. So the best, now there's different ways of doing this. If you have a brayer, a lovely way of doing it is to ink on your mat, brayer, and brayer over. The reason I say that, with a brayer, it's flat, so you know you're not then going to get into any of the middle parts. This is going to just get you on the parts that you're wanting to cover. But not everybody's got a brayer, so don't worry. So if you've got your ink, an ink pad works well because it's flat. The only thing I'll say to you is don't press down, because if you press down, you're going to get the ink where you don't want. Again, it's still pretty. It doesn't spoil anything. The way I will go this, now eyes inks are quite good for this because they're very reasonable price, and the colours are lovely. So what I do is gently swipe across, or a gentle tap. Okay, I mean, you're going to get a little bit in the middle. There's no stopping that because you've got a sponge. See, with a brayer, you will just get the edge part. Okay, so just a really, really gentle tap. And what I want you to remember, if you feel you haven't got enough ink on there, you can always line the card back up and you can go through again. And what I've been doing is going through the machine twice. Okay, so this is a 6x6 card I'm placing in there. Now I've got, you can't see my machine, I've got the cut and boss here. Okay, so the plates I use for the cut and boss is the D, the B. I've recently just added, I found this little metal shim, and I found it pushes a little bit more embossing out for you, but you don't need that. You could just go for your magnetic shim, then your folder, and then your A plate. So I'm sorry about the noise. I'm just going to go through the die cut machine at the side of me. Okay. Now I do like to go through twice because I just think it gives you that extra little bit of pressure. Okay. So apologies for the noise. We're just going through there. Let's go through again. Just while that's going through, I wanted to show you this. I know people have said that they work better on thicker card. This is like paper. Now it did tear very, very slightly, but I like it. And if you go over with wax, for me that would still work. That is it is, well, it's supposed to be cardstock, but it's really, really thin. So just to say as well, even though this one that I'm using now is, I think this is 300 GSM, try what you've got. It's just card. Okay, so then when we take that out, look at that. Now you may look and think, well, it's a bit darker there and it's a bit, you know, it's a bit lighter there. Now I like that. I think it's beautiful. Okay, so but if you wanted, you can add more ink and go through again until you feel that you're happy with the result. For me, that's perfect. So I'm going to carefully, and you'll notice my fingers will get dirtier and dirtier as I go on. Now, what's great about the folders also, I have this spray. I filled it up. It had some antibacterial. I just use washing up liquid and water. And if you do it straight away, it all comes straight off. But because these are really hardy, I mean, you can go afterwards and wash them out in the sink, obviously, with, you know, soapy water. But as you can see, look, that's clean. And then I'm just going to put that out the way to dry, okay? Just looking at some of your comments. The dahlia is, I think it's coming back, the dahlia, on the next show. I think so. Just out of interest, are the inks a sponge pad or a felt? Let me have a look. Let's have a look. I think it's like a, if you look at it, I think it's sponge. Yeah, it's not, it's like a sponge. Yeah, they're quite squelchy. I never thought to look. So what, this one's the memento there. Yeah, see, that's not, is it? That's, yeah, they're all quite different, but I found they all work. They all work lovely. So, yes, it is coming back in the I thought so. I did try to pull out the ones that were coming back in the next show. Yeah, Claire, the eyes inks, I like that. If you like really strong colour, they're really, really strong, whereas I think your oxides are more subtle, but we all like our own different range of inks. I've got the memento, and I also like, I'm just reaching behind me, the I can find them, they're here somewhere, the memento, the brilliance and the dewdrops, they work nicely as well. Everything works with these. Okay, hello if you've just joined us. I'm just, oh Lisa, thank you for answering that. Yeah, it's like a rubbery sponge. Yes, it is. You're right there. So the first colour I used was a cerise, and I wanted to use these just because I know quite a few people have them and don't have the oxides, and I've been there myself. I'm a crafter. You see something demonstrated and you think, oh, I haven't got that, so it isn't going to work. It definitely will with these folders. Everything works. This is just a 300 GSM. I'm using this because I do feel it's right. The thicker the card, it does give an absolutely beautiful effect. Okay, so we've inked the background there. Okay, so now I'm going to use this is like a, it's called Cassis, I think it's called. They're in, the names are in French. So what we're going to do here, and I'm just pulling out, I'm going to work on this. I'll tell you why. Because these inks are so strong and I don't want to get it on my paper and then get it on the next one. I bought this from the last show. It's amazing. And I only realised when it arrived, even though Lisa did tell us in the show, it's got the measurements round. I only realised that afterwards. See, I don't pay attention. Right, I'm getting ink everywhere. So here we go. So what we're going to do now, we're going to just highlight the raised part of the flower. Now, if you want, that to me, that's beautiful as is, as you can see there. And what I am going to be doing with all these backgrounds, I'm going to be making up cards, and I will be showing you everything what I've made up. Okay, do Hobbycraft sell the ink? I don't think they do sell ice ink. I think I bought mine online. I can't remember where I got. I can't remember where I got mine from. I think, or I might have got them from a craft show. But if you Google it, I'm sure you'll find them. But I like the memento are good as well. If you've got the memento. Like I say, just try any. You don't need a new collection, Claire. I'm just wanting to show you that they all work tonight. So what I want you to do, so you sort of just keep on the raised part, you want to get the pad. Now again, a brayer works nice for this, but if you're doing a brayer for this part, don't press too hard because you don't want to lose the emboss part, okay? And what you need to do is really gently swipe across, okay? Now I've smudged a bit there, it doesn't matter. It will all come out in the end. Let me turn it round. Okay, If you get a little bit on the background, honestly, it really won't affect at the end result, because we're going to put something else on it. Okay, so what I want you to do is gently swipe across. Then you'll see you're picking up how I've got some there, which I like it, and I'm adding waxes, so that's quite fine. So I'm just going to put that over there. Then what I'm going to do, and with this mat from Lisa, it wipes up. I don't know if I think this is still in stock. I'm just going to, again, I use this spray. It's just a little bit of washing up liquid and water. Give it a quick look at that. It's like new again. It's absolutely brilliant. I do think you need the other mat, the main mat. This is a secondary mat, but this like does do more than the other one. It's fantastic. So now that's clean, move that out of the way. Look at this. See, I get ink everywhere. That's the only thing with these. They are really, really juicy. And what I'd done, I'd had them on the side, so try and keep these upright if you're storing these. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to give that a little, because these are so juicy, I'm going to give that a dry. A little dry there. There we go, it's about dry. Okay, now if you look at this one, I'm obviously want to show you together. See, I've got some dark colour. This one I did do more ink in, and I want to show you a little tip. I don't know if you've ever seen these. They're called Fantastics. I bought mine off Create and Craft. They are really cheap. If you find an area that you're really not happy with and you want to add ink, they've got a really fine tip, and you basically just touch on the pad, and it's I think it's like a sponge, the same as an ink pad, and you can then go in and add colour. So if you can, what I can do, like if I thought that was a bit dark, I'll go over there, and you see how it's a bit light there. So I mean, I like it there in the different shades, but it's just if you felt that you wanted a bit more. These are called Fantastic, I think, and they just yeah, they're just for adding ink if you miss a little bit. And I found for this technique, if you haven't got enough ink on there, they're a perfect way to just touch things up. Okay, have you got them done? Yes, Dawn, I had them away. They were one of those things that I'd not used for ages, and I saw somebody use them on YouTube. I was like, got those. Right. Again, you can leave this as is, or we can take it a step further. Now, I bought these from Lisa, the Stamperior Waxes. I know you may already have some waxes of your own. But I adore these. I think they're beautiful. We're going to go for the gold. What I will say with these, I've always found whenever I buy a wax, I've never ever had to replace it, and I've literally had these other waxes for years and still got them. But these, I like these because they have a really gentle smell. My others are quite strong. Now the way I recommend you use the waxes is you dip your finger in, really, and then take the lid and rub out. You only need the tiniest amount, honestly, tiny amount, because this wax goes a long way. And then it's a case of adding highlights where you feel you want them to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm putting it on where the flowers are, and see where I've got that little bit of, where I got a little bit of smudge there, which you will smudge. This is what it's about. It's playing and inking. So I like to add little bits in, you know, around as well. And then these parts, I'm very gently, back in the lid, highlighting. So if, for instance, you didn't like this, right, okay, there you go, look, it's gone. But I did like it. I like the variation. I think it gives it more colour, and it looks like you're layering and building up. And when you're thinking, this is one piece of paper here, okay, so I'm gently going over each flower, so I'm catching the parts that are highlighted. I'm leaving some parts I'm leaving with the darker colour, and some bits I'm adding the gold, because I don't want to completely get rid of the purple. You can go back and add more to it, okay. So, and then it's a case of, once that's done, I'm going to just put the lid on. These are wonderful, these waxes, and they smell gorgeous, smell divine. Right, I'm just going to, and this as well, what I like about these waxes, it comes off your fingers brilliantly, the others don't. Then this is, I'm not going to use, this is a microfiber, but I've got another one that's cleaner, because I use that for cleaning up. So, if you get a microfiber cloth and then just give a little rub over the wax, you'll find it will bring up an absolutely beautiful shine. Now I've only added this very randomly. I've not, as you can see, I've not, it wasn't planned where I was putting the wax. It's the fact that I want it to be in different areas, and I want to give it some interest. You can add more, you can rub it away, whatever you feel. And I think that's beautiful. So what we've done, just from, I know that's a different folder, it's just that I'd already done these, but it's what I wanted to show you, from using the folder, 2 inks and a little bit of wax, we've gone from, I mean, you could have that, if you said, the first one we could have just gone white, okay? Then we could have done another one and we could have just added some pink to the top, so that would be a third. This one we could just add for the background. Thanks, Sarah. Yes, I like the pink and gold together. Then we've gone over with the ink pad, or you with a brayer or a sponge, whatever you've got. You can use the brushes for this, but what you've got to remember, the brushes, I prefer the brushes for blending, and the brushes will get into the nooks and crannies. So you can bring the brushes in. That's another technique for another day. Then we've gone a step further and we've added, and you can see all the gold. Now what I will do with these, see, these are all going to be trimmed down and used for backgrounds. So, but to be honest, to me, I would cut that down, matte and layer, and a sentiment, you're done. And I mean, look, to me that looks like it's so 3D, it's ridiculous, so beautiful. So that's one demonstration. I know a few of you were asking me about for men. Now this is just, if you don't like your dark and grungy, you won't like this. I'm just going to tell you how I've done this one. So basically I've just gone through, this is like a dark brown card, and what I did, I got the folder and I used Versamark on the raised part, and I just dabbed all around, but I didn't do all of it, I left some parts clear. And then I went through and I'd got some bits there as well. If you look, it's all around, it's supposed to be like that. And then I went over with this, it's like a metallic, it's called metallic black, I love this. I went over with that wax. So again, what you could do with that is cut the words out, or I'm planning on using that as a background. That's just another idea. Now one of my favourites, let me just get these out, sorry, I've done so many, is this one, and this is the most simple. It's basically going through the folder and adding the white ink, and then this one, if you can see, with the pearls. So we're going to have a go at one of those. So let's get the right, so the roses I know are back on the show. We'll do the rose first. Okay, we'll do that. I want to show you that this is quite a thin, I wanted to show you quite a thin card, because I want you to use up what, you know, use the thing. Don't think you've got to go out and buy more cards. Use what you've got. This isn't anything fancy. Okay, so for this technique, it's a case of running through the embossing. Excuse the noise. So this is what we're going to achieve. Now for a white ink, I've got this Brilliance, but whatever white ink that you have got, I think if you've got the Tim Holtz ones, or I know there's a Hero Arts, I mean a lot of the companies out there have got them, so whichever white ink you prefer. What I sometimes do is, I have got a couple of brayers. I do have one brayer that I only use white ink, just because I don't want to ruin my pad. Now if you're only going over just card, it's quite easy just to go with a pad, okay? But if you've got other ink and you wanted to do hints of white, I would use I would ink onto your mat, okay? You can use Lisa's mat or your glass mat. Then I would brayer, so I would ink on your mat, brayer, and then brayer over. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll do that. We'll use the brayer just so you've seen something different, okay? But what I'm going to say to you is, don't press on, okay? Because you don't want to press out your embossing. Now, using the brayer, you're going to get a lighter effect, okay? So, as you can see, the brayer will, because it's 3D, the brayer will only pick up the very top layer. Okay, you might get a little bit around, but that's fine. So that's with the brayer. I'm going to put that on one side. Or the other way is just to swipe over the pad. You will get more colour by swiping over the pad. Okay, so it's how much effect you want to go. Now at this stage, this is a stage while this is wet, you can add white embossing powder. You can add, where have I put it? I've got somewhere here. This one looks beautiful. Lisa's Superfine Sparkle. I've been adding some of that, and I will show you. I'm just looking for, I've got that many things around me because there's so, honestly, I could go on forever with these. It's never ending. So what you could do is, I'm just going to cover my white pad up because I don't want to ruin that. So we could go over, run a damp cloth lightly over the surface. Yes, Elizabeth, yeah, you're right, you can do that. And as well, if you want to stop it cracking, I did forget to mention a fine spray of water, just stop your card cracking, but I've not really had that problem. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go lightly over that one rose. It might have gone a bit elsewhere, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so this is Lisa's, it's the clear Superfine Sparkle embossing powder. Move that out of the way. So what we're going to do, I mean, this wasn't planned, this is what I mean, you get going and you can't stop yourself. Excuse the noise of the heat gun. Don't know if you can see, I'm trying to get it so you can see it turning. It's quite hard to see, let's see how it's going. Right, so I've only done it on the one rose, just so you, can you see that? I'm just waiting for it to catch up. When using things, how do you stop the card cracking? Yeah, you can spray it with a slight bit of water. But like I say, yeah, you can see that now. I haven't had a problem with that, so we've been all right. Okay, one of my favourites. I've done, this is a similar effect to this, but we've gone in rather than out, so we've actually inked the folder. So I'm going to show you that one as well. Let me just get hold of that folder for you. So I've got them all here on my desk. So this is the beautiful one. This is one of my favourites, Delicate Petals, and this is the one that you get the die with, but I'm not going to be using the die this evening, okay, because I just wanted to show you with the folders. So what we're going to do for this one, I'll just bring that back in a minute. So we're going to use your ink pad and we're going to ink up the raised part again, okay? And what I'm going to do, again, you could do with your brayer, or what I'm doing is just gently swiping across. Sorry, it's not very good doing it on white, is it? Because now you can't see. Let me put that over. There, that's better. So, gentle dab. As well, I think we're due for a little bit of re-inking. This is getting a little bit dry, this pad. So, lovely. Right, okay. So we've inked the folder, okay, so it's on the raised part. Then I'm going to use blue for this. Now I will do a gentle spray so you can see. Let me try, I don't want to put it on there. Okay, so this is the Distress, but any fine spray, just a really, hardly anything at all, and give it a good shake. And this is quite thin. I wanted to do it to show that you can use it for anything, you know, with any card. It doesn't have to be thick. So I'm just placing that in the folder, and then it's going to go through the machine. She says, grab it. There we go. So while that's going through, so I just want to show you this one. This one's just pearl paint. All I've done with this one is emboss with the fern leaf and then just added the gold wax. That's just, I just want to show you as much as I can within the time frame that we've got this evening. I'm going through twice just to make sure we get a good print of the ink, okay? I'm just going to grab, and while that's going through, something else I spotted. You know the knitted one, if you go over the white ink, I thought that's nice for the baby, and that I thought for a man, it reminded me of a cricket, you know, cricket jumper. And this one was the grey London Fog background. This is the Memento. So it's exactly what I've shown you. And then I've just gone over with the blue ink, and there for a man. I mean, it looked a bit silver on the photos, but it's not, it's just grey. So that's another one. Like I say, we could go on all night with these, so I don't want to keep you too long, but I wanted to show you as much as I possibly can. So I think that is absolutely stunning. What you can do, if you think you'd like a little, you can go through again, line it up, or you can add a little bit with a white pen as well, just to fill in if you think there's any bits missing. Okay, then to go that little bit step further, what you can do is, the way they're hiding, I've got Lisa's mica powders, and they look absolutely beautiful. So that's the one I wanted to show you. I like that as it is, and with that one you could add, I don't know if you've seen these things, they're called Cosmic Shimmer Opal Blaze. For the inner ones, if you do rub a little bit of that on there, so if you can see a bit more. Okay, so that's how I've got that effect. See that? And then I've gone all around as well. But if we're doing it on the other side, okay, what I want to do on this side is I want to add, let me just put that out of the way. I have to put lids on things because I'm really naughty and messy. Hi Heidi, can't wait. Oh, bless you. Well, if you have any questions, like I said, I'm sorry I've not been looking. It's because I'm trying to get as much in as I possibly can, and I've got so much to show you. So what you can do with this one, now you can either go over with the white again, or you can go over with the Versamark. Okay, just not too much. Okay, grab some Versamark. These work amazing. And this brush you get, I know a lot of you have already got the powder. You can use the colour powders for this as well. We'll just dab away. So a little dab. And you need very little. Look at that. Just look at that. And this is better than the Blaze, actually. I was only saying this if you couldn't get these powders and you'd got, you know, you'd already got the Blaze, but yeah. Is it me, or is that just absolutely stunning? Okay, and I've literally, I don't seem to have used any. And like I say, all these is backgrounds. These aren't, you know, and the quickest thing to do is make a load of these up like I've done, and then you can go back and you can make all your cards. Okay, there you go. See, I didn't put any there, but I think that's, can you see that? Now, to me, that is something else. I mean, how can that do that? And it's like a shell. It's absolutely stunning. So I think we're getting towards the end now. I didn't want to keep you all night, but I just wanted to show you as much as I could. What I will say, when you've used the mica powder, a mist with water just set it, but I like to use a really cheap hairspray. Just spray it over and then it's set. What I'm going to do for you all as well, I will, like I say, work on all these backgrounds and make up some cards for you so you can see them finished. All right. And just before I go, just to show you a couple, this is a lovely. This one, all I did was emboss the white card, and then literally I used Rustic Distressing Wilderness very, very lightly. Went over, but you can also ink into on the folder, so it's up to you. You can do it on the folder, or you can do it either, you know, either way, or on the card. Like I said, there's your men's idea, and this was just a little, I'm going to put a frame around this. This was Lisa's, again, embossing powder. All right, so I hope I've given you a few ideas. Like I say, there's a lot to learn with these. I could go on forever. There's so many different ideas. I will post the cards when I made them. If you have a go, please show me, because it makes it exciting. It means that you've enjoyed them, you know, and you understand what I'm doing. Any questions, comment and I'll get back to you. It's going on to YouTube. I'll be uploading it as soon as I've finished. Lisa's back with us on the 23rd. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. She's bringing some of the folders back. I know the rose is coming back. Quite a few. I know the Botanical Firm, the Knitted, the Birthday. Quite a few are coming back, so look out for those. Okay, the team will keep inspiring you. We've got Dawn with us Friday. We have Claire back on Tuesday, and then I call her my crafting partner in crime, back next Wednesday with you, so Natasha. So have a lovely rest of the week and a lovely evening, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll say good night. Bye.